Hello my beautiful souls, welcome back to my channel. I am the City Witch and today we're going to be reviewing this stunning new unicorn themed tarot deck that I recently acquired as part of August's The Witch's Moon Company subscription box. So if you haven't watched that unboxing, please go ahead and watch that first, but this is where this deck came from. So I didn't purchase it for myself, but I was very pleasantly surprised. I didn't know a deck like this was coming out on the market because I do have unicorn themed oracle decks, and this is a first for me, a unicorn themed tarot. And look how stunning it is already. I'm super impressed with the artwork on the box and I just feel like I'm going to love this deck. So this deck is published and created by Llewellyn, and the tarot experts are Callista and Lisa Robertson, and the illustrator is Egwene Smith, and the deck is called Celestial Unicorn Tarot. Let's flip it over and see what the back has to say. Bridge the gap between tarot and oracle with the wisdom of the unicorns. Ooh, how interesting. Unicorns are multi-dimensional beings who give us the keys to tap into our limitless potential. With this hybrid deck, you can merge the traditional wisdom of tarot with the approachability of an oracle, revealing cosmic wisdom channeled directly from the celestial unicorns. Ooh, I don't think I have a tarot deck that is oracle themed as well. That's going to be really interesting. I wonder how it reads as a deck. This wondrous deck is infused with spiritual attunements from holistic healer, unicorn expert and founder of the unicorn healing modality, Callista. Okay. With majestic imagery by Egwene Smith and a guidebook by tarot expert Lisa Robertson. These cards act as an energetic portal into the unicorn realm. Meditating upon each one will bring their messages, magic, and medicine into your life, including a 78 card deck and a 188 full colour guidebook. Wow, how impressive. Okay, let's open it up and see what the deck is like. Ooh, pretty. So as I say, guys, you've got a magnetic clasp here. And it says, with open hearts and tender hooves, we welcome you to the unicorn realm. Lovely. Okay, so the first thing we have is our guidebook. So let's take a sneak peek inside this. Connect to the magic and power of the unicorn realm. Okay. Unicorns are dimensional travelers moving through time and space to bring healing to all beings who request it. This guidebook presents a direct message from each of the 78 unicorns, channeled by pioneer of spiritual ascension, Callista. I don't know if I'm saying the name correctly, so I apologise for that. The major arcana cards represent the main unicorn lineages, carefully selected to pair with the teachings of tarot. The minor arcana cards feature elemental unicorns that you can work with through Callista's guided energy attunements. In addition to upright and reversal card meanings, you'll find a variety of exercises such as meeting your guardian unicorn that help you receive their celestial lessons and guidance. Okay, interesting. Let's take a look inside the guidebook. So in the contents, we have an introduction. Chapter 1, Entering the Unicorn Realm, the origin of the unicorns, the different unicorn lineages, your guardian unicorn. Chapter 2, Entering the Tarot Realm, structure of the deck and card representations. Chapter 3, How to do a reading, your first unicorn tarot reading and sealing the magic. Okay. Ooh, there's quite a lot in here. Chapter 4, Unicorns of the Major Arcana. And then we've got chapter 5, Elemental Unicorns of the Minor Arcana. So Suits of Pentacles is Earth Unicorns. So you get an attunement to the Earth Unicorns to receive your etheric horns. Okay. And then it goes into all the cards. Suit of Swords is Air Unicorns. So you get an attunement to the Air Unicorns. Suit of Wands is fire unicorns, attuned to the fire unicorns. And then you've got the Suit of Cups, which is water unicorns, and you get an attunement for the water unicorns as well. And then chapter 6, unicorn card spreads. Card of the day spread, Where Want How, the 3-card spread, Celestial Compass, 5-card spread, Prosperity Unlocked, 7-card spread, and Year of Wisdom, 12-card spread, and then you get a conclusion as well. Okay, so let's take a look at those spreads. 1, 3, 9. Here we go. So we've got our basic 3-card spread there. Celestial Compass, so that's how you lay that one out. Just show you that there, guys. And then we've got our Prosperity Unlocked 7-card spread. Kind of looks like a horseshoe for good luck and fortune. That's cute. And then we've got our Year of Wisdom 12-card spread. Wow. And then we've got our conclusion, and we've got spaces for notes, and then information about the author and illustrator. So there we go. So that's our guidebook. Let's pull the cards out. Okay, so you get this gorgeous blue ribbon in the box, which will help you get your cards in and out. Ooh, we get a card stand as well with a beautiful moon on it. So that's nice. And then we've got our deck. Okay, let's take this off if I can. Ah, there we go. Okay, let's chuck that out the way. Okay, so Callista is an author, speaker, and pioneer of spiritual ascension. A former cancer research scientist and holistic healer, she now teaches the certified therapy modalities she founded, including angel healing, Atlantean crystal healing, and unicorn healing. And it's given her website, callistaascension.com, if anyone is interested in looking that up. Lisa Robinson is an international best-selling author with Llewellyn Worldwide. She is a girl from the Aussie bush, living her best life in Las Vegas, Nevada, with her wife. She is the author of Soul Cats Tarot, Animal Totem Tarot, and I don't think I'm going to be able to pronounce that. Kirk Du Tarot? I'm probably butchering that, my apologies. Egwene Smith is an illustrator born and raised in California and now resides in Chicago. Egwene is a he. Sorry, my apologies there. I thought it was a woman for some reason. How bad of me. His work has appeared in books, editorials, and tarot card decks, including Edgar Allan Poe Tarot and Tarot in Wonderland. Ooh, I like the Allan Poe Tarot. That's really good. Okay. And then we get this little advertising card as well. So we'll move that to one side because we're not interested in that. You're all here to see the deck, so let's get started. So, first thing first, the back of the card. Well, it's a neutral pattern for reversals. That's something I love, which you all know by now. It is a little bit on the thin side, I'm not going to lie, but that's kind of typical of Llewellyn. A lot of Barbara Moore's decks are this kind of thin, and I love those decks, so I'm not bothered. It's mostly matte with a slight, ever so slight sheen to it that does shine on a camera, but not as bad as other decks. The card looks like it's averaged tarot sized. I actually don't have one to hand to compare at the moment. But yeah, average tarot size, nice in the hand, nice smooth edge, no gilding or foiling or anything of that nature. So let's begin. So we've got the Fool jumping straight off our cliff, abandoning the stick with the satchel attached and going straight over the rainbow. How interesting. That's definitely a very excitable unicorn, isn't it? Raring to go, start that adventure. What a beautiful Fool card. Then we've got our Magician with all the usual symbols dancing on a pentacle, conjuring and using all the tools at their disposal. So we've got crystals, we've got chalice, we've got the wand, we've got the sword, we've got the pentacle on the ground. Obviously they're wearing their cloak, and we have the infinity symbol as well. So all traditional Rider-Waite imagery. Wow, what a stunning High Priestess. The Unicorn Priestess. I love that she's wearing battle armor. Look at that. That is amazing. And I like the way we've got the different color unicorn horns to represent the pillars, which are usually obviously white and black. That is so interesting. And I love this bridge into the cosmos as well. Wow, it looks like it's like taking you into your consciousness. That is so clever, the way that's been done. I think so far that's my favourite card. The Empress. Oh, I like the fairies. That's so cute. And the flowers as well, and the butterflies. That's so pretty. It definitely screams fertility, creativity, and the birthing of something new. That's beautiful. The Emperor. Ooh, he looks regal, doesn't he? Very refined, powerful, authoritative. Definitely the leader of the herd, the protector. We have our Hierophant. Ooh, we've got 2 cross keys there, which kind of reminds me of Hecate. I like that we have the kind of spiritual symbol around his neck. I like the way he's stood high as well, and he's showing that kind of balance between the religion and spiritual, but also education and study, you know, and kind of developing oneself. It's a really pretty image. We have our lovers. Aw, and they're kissing, they're touching noses. That's so cute. That's also a really unusual way to display the lovers, you know, because we've got the planets, you know, you can tell they're not on Earth. They're definitely in another realm. We've got unusual wildlife and plants around them as well. It's very pretty. We've got the Chariot, which is, I believe, the constellation Pegasus by the placement of these stars. Action, movement, victory. Interesting. I wonder why they didn't do two unicorns racing next to each other or flying next to each other, pulling something. Interesting. And then we've got our Strength card. That's very pretty as well. I like the way instead of putting a lamb in the image, they've gone for this delicate looking scene with the fluffy clouds. And, you know, he's got to be delicate to balance on these clouds and be able to step on them as well. So he's being gentle. So you can see that gentle energy coming through for this card. That's beautiful. Subtle the way they've presented that card, but I like it. Then we've got our Hermit, obviously doing it their own way. Walking the path alone, reflection and introspection, study and education again. Again, that's quite an interesting choice. But, you know, clearly he's alone, so it's working. Then we've got the Wheel of Fate instead of the Wheel of Fortune. We've got these symbols at the top and our wheel here. I really like the unicorn they've chosen for that as well, with like the tribal markings. And I like that we've got temples at the top here as well. I think that's one of my favourites. Ooh, Justice, and we are weighing the horns against each other, and one is clearly heavier than the other, showing they're not in balance. Interesting. The Hanged Unicorn, and he's hanging from a chain by his ankle. That must hurt because he'd be really heavy. But definitely you can see the new perspective from this one. You can see the stasis, the reflection, no movement. You know, now is not the time. You know, you need to just be in the moment. No action is needed, and no action is even possible because, you know, you're stuck. You're literally chained to where you are. Ooh, Death card. That is probably one of the most colourful prettiest death cards I've ever seen in my life. Usually they're quite dark, or, you know, we have skeletons and, you know, figures of death in it, or graveyards and things like that. This one actually has used butterflies to represent transition and transformation and metamorphosis. I like the golden kind of armor, and I think I like that the unicorn's like this dark kind of eerie color as well, even though we've got all these bright, beautiful rainbow colors around him. Interesting. Ooh, temperance is pretty. I like that. It almost reminds me of the fool that was like charging, you know, off the cliff heading towards the rainbow, and this is like we've come to the point where we're now traveling that rainbow. It's beautiful. Then we've got our devil, okay, chained up and bound. We've got an inverted pentacle on the door. We've got snakes here. It's like you've opened Pandora's box, you know, the temptation, the desire, the want, the curiosity, you know, giving in to baser instincts. Wow. Ooh, Tower card. See, that's the kind of imagery I was expecting for the Death card. Dark, you know, with a black unicorn. And actually they could have done something similar with the Devil. Wow. Tower's definitely crashing down, isn't it? It's about to fall into the ocean. And the unicorn is the one that's doing it as well. Like bringing the tower down. That's interesting. Then we have our star. Ooh, what interesting looking unicorns. We've got a green one, a purple one, and a pink unicorn. Wow. Ooh, the moon's pretty as well. Look at that divide between the light and the dark aspect of the moon. We've obviously got our body of water, we've got the night sky, and instead of a wolf and a dog, we've got the divide in the moon instead, representing the tame versus the wild. Illumination versus secrets in the dark. It's interesting. They're definitely making me think, these cards. Got our gorgeous sun card. She's basking in this glory of Helios's light. Ooh, got a hawk there as well. Just spotted that, just sat on the tree branch. We've got our judgment card. Either way, the unicorn, or Pegasus here, is asleep and then dreaming this. It's like, you know, it could easily be a nightmare, things playing on your mind, because often this card can represent you are your toughest critic and you're being too harsh and hard on yourself. So maybe that's what it's trying to portray, you know, dreaming about things, but then also, you know, regrets and things like that. And then we've got our world, and this is very elemental. Look at that. We've got fire, we've got air, we've got water, we've got earth. And all of it comes together to make the planet Earth. And the unicorn's like dancing on it, like it's its platform, its stage. And that to me kind of represents the unicorn being separate from Earth in its own realm, but can travel and visit Earth. Now we're going into our suits. So pentacles obviously are earth unicorns. So we've got our Ace of Pentacles, slow and steady. We've got our Two of Pentacles. He's standing between two pillars. Oh, that's pretty. The Three of Pentacles, they are dancing and weaving flower garlands around the sacred rock. Four of Pentacles. Ooh, 5 of Pentacles. Blinded to danger, wounded and injured, left out in the cold, struggling. This is definitely a card of poverty, you know, financial loss, trials and tribulations, failures. It screams that with that energy. And then we've got the 6 of Pentacles, sharing with others, being generous. We've got a heron, we've got a raccoon, we've got a beaver, and we've got a little bunny rabbit. It's cute. 7 of Pentacles. Some of the imagery is quite traditional, and in other ways it's not. Ooh, look at the 8 of Pentacles with this ethereal spiritual bear. And we've got a hare, a red squirrel, and a grey squirrel. And we've got an owl. Interesting. Okay. I wonder what the ethereal bear is representing. It's clearly a spirit, a ghost. Got our 9 of Pentacles. Things are about to happen. Things are just finally starting to become fruitful. You see she's worked hard in her garden there. You know, all the grapes are ready for plucking, like almost there. Just a little bit longer. Then we've got our 10 of Pentacles. So this is obviously the card of family and commitment. It represents financial security and stability. And it's the card of manifesting that, you know, white picket fence and house scenario, marriage, commitment, financial stability for your future and your family. And that's a really nice way to represent it as well, because the arch can represent the home, the physical items that you've acquired. Then you've obviously got the marriage, and then you've got the kids. So it is screaming family, that card. Page of Pentacles. Oh, how cute. We have a little foal. We've got all the birds as well. Aww. Ooh, our Knight of Pentacles, wearing some armour. This is quite traditional as well, because usually the Knight of Pentacles isn't moving or doing much, because they're the kind of people that take their time. You know, they think things through. They're not in any rush. They assess carefully. And they'd rather get things done right than rush through it and get it finished. We've got our beautiful Queen of Pentacles, and we've got a little baby fawn, and we've got a rabbit playing and chasing each other. I like the way they included the chair, the throne, but she's not even sitting in it. She's sat on the grass. And then we have our King of Pentacles. Okay, we're going into swords. Ace of Swords. So seasonally, this is representing winter. Okay, got our Two of Swords, blindfolded. So rather than acting with your eyes and what you see, act with your mind, your senses, your emotions. Ooh, our Three of Swords, heartache. I like the symbolism of hanging the heart by the chain and piercing it with the swords. We've also got this slightly tinged moon up here. It's night time. You can see the sorrow, the loss, the pain. Wow. That's a really good way to symbolise that. Four of Swords. We've got our unicorn sleeping, and then we've got creatures protecting and guarding her. Okay, so we've got a red squirrel, we've got a hodgehog, I love a little cute hedgehog, and then we've got a badger. And we've got our 5 of Swords here. Wow. Swords were definitely drawn, weren't they? A battle has happened, you can tell. There's also, like, the way the unicorn's looking back, like, at the swords. There's slight regret there as well. Like, they might have won, but ultimately they lost. We've got our 6 of Swords. Fleeing, escaping. Pulled by otters, interesting. We've got our 7 of Swords. We've got a fox in a den here as well. Like, hiding. It's almost like the unicorn's standing sentinel, guarding it. And again, you know, you can see a battle has happened there. It's very much the last man standing energy, isn't it? And then we've got the 8 of Swords. Bound, blindfolded. Often this symbolises, like, there is a way out, you just can't always see it. Means the swords are frozen, so they're no longer a threat. We've got our 9 of Swords. And then we go to our 10 of Swords. Wow, okay. Our unicorn is dead. Interesting. I was not expecting a scene like this, because if we were going to get a skeletal unicorn, why didn't we get that for the death card? Yeah, and also, like, the horn is, like, crumpling away as well. They have well and truly been stabbed in the back. They have lost everything. This is disaster. And this is definitely a type of death and loss. Wow. We go to our page. Again, we've got a cute little foal, and we've got little baby sheep, lambs, and then we've got another rabbit in the scene. Got our Knight of Swords ready for action, raring to go, facing forward. Yeah, like towards the future. Like, they are ready to leap into action. You can see that in that image. We've got our Queen here. Looks like all of our royals are not going to be sat in thrones. They're just going to be next to them. And then we've got our King here. King of Swords. Interesting how we've got a wand as well. So we've got the sword and the wand there. Did we have that for the Queen? No, just a sword for her. That's interesting. Okay, so now we go into our fire element for the Ace of Wands. Wow, that is definitely a fire unicorn. I like the wand around its neck with the crystal. I like the volcano exploding in the background. Two of Wands. Three of Wands. Yeah, considering adventure, looking towards new horizons. I mean, this is quite an exciting card. This is usually a card of action. All threes tend to be action orientated. But this one in particular is about, you've made the plan, now it's time to execute the plan. We've got our Four of Wands. So structure, stability. This is usually a card of foundations. It's cute that they're like nudging each other with their nose. It's like they're supporting each other. We've got the Five of Wands. Ooh. Competition, competitiveness, showing off. stepping on others to get your own way. It's interesting that they haven't chosen to display more unicorns in that, like they're all like, you know, competitive and doing some kind of competition. Instead, we've just got the one unicorn. Then we've got our 6 of Wands. In this one, we have a fennec fox. We've got a monitor lizard. We've got a tortoise and a hare. Wow, 7 of Wands. Gosh, that's... wow. It's just the way the unicorn's like piercing through you with its gaze. Look at its eyes. Blood red. Gosh, that's interesting. Then we've got our 8 of Wands. Movement, action, no time to think, seeing things from up high, different perspective. This can often represent as well, like rising above things, flying over them, surpassing them. 9 of Wands. Wow. Scarred, injured, sliced up. Gosh, that's... wow. That unicorn looks so injured, so much in pain. He's not ready to give up the fight though, is he? And then we've got our 10 of Wands. So, whereas our 10 of Swords would be, you know, stabbed in the back, it's very mental and emotional in load and energy. This one's very physical, you know, uphill struggle. It often represents carrying too much, being burdened, weighed down, and just feeling stuck or delayed or lost as a result. And it can also represent taking on too much responsibility as well, especially if it's not your responsibilities to take on. Then we've got the Page of Wands. Oh, look at the little fire lizards. That's cute. Oh, I like that one. And then we've got our Knight of Wands. Wow. Queen of Wands. And our King of Wands. Ooh, I like him. I like the colour that they've chosen for him. Like this deep, like black, red and purple. And now we're going into our chalices. So Ace of Cups. We've got our beautiful water unicorn. We've got our 2 of Cups. Love and unity. Compassion, connection, romance. It's beautiful. That's probably one of the prettiest cards in the deck, I think. Oh, the 3 of Cups. That's beautiful. I really like that one. Look at that. Celebration, having fun, spending time with your people. Surrounding yourself with loved ones and just having a good time. That's a real nice vibing card, that. 4 of Cups. Ooh. I like the tribal markings on this unicorn's legs. I also like the way in these cards that the mane and the tails are water. It's very interesting. We've got our 5 of Cups. Many say this one is crying over spilt milk, but I often see it as you're focusing on what's going wrong instead of what's going right, and you're not really seeing the bigger picture or the full picture. You're a little bit, you know, rose-coloured glasses, or you're just seeing what you want to see instead of the reality. 6 of Cups. It's pretty. Got a little baby unicorn and we've got a little fawn. Cute. Then we've got our 7 of Cups. This usually represents all the possibilities, all the creative ideas and concepts in your mind. Usually we see each cup representing something different as well, but in this it's literally just, you know, from the unicorn's mind as it sleeps, traveling to each cup, showing all the different possibilities in really unique ways. And then we've got the Eight of Cups. Oh, a Nine of Cups is cute. We've got a stork, a badger, bunny rabbits, and a fox. And then we've got our Ten of Cups. This is beautiful. This is full on emotion and love and connection. This ultimately is the card of emotional fulfillment and happiness. You having everything that you want and desire and feeling very contented. Page of Cups, and we've got some crabs. Another cute little baby unicorn. And then we've got our Knight of Cups. Wow. Looks ferocious, doesn't he, with the storm. And then we've got our Queen, looking very beautiful there with flowers in her hair. They look like lotuses or maybe water lilies. And then our last card, we have our King. And there we go, guys. So that is the full deck. So what I'm going to do is just look at one card in the deck just to see how they're kind of presented us with the information. So looking at the Fool, so obviously that is card 0. Orion Unicorns, new beginnings, naivety, leap of faith. Unicorn message: we are the unicorns from Orion, the constellation that vibrates unbridled faith and potential. New adventures abound for you. Surrender what feels in the way and leap. Live the life you've always imagined. Card meaning: new beginnings can feel scary as they usher in a time of uncertainty. The Orion unicorns understand your trepidation and are guiding you to relax, hold your head up and jump. The Fool doesn't consider the pros and cons of any situation. Instead, they have faith that they're on the right path at the right time. They trust the process as they move into the realm of untapped potential. Okay. So for its reversed meaning, it says you may not feel ready for something new because you don't trust your own decisions to jump into a situation without knowing the outcome. Yet do we ever know for sure how something will play out? Best laid plans can and do go awry all of the time, and this is why you now lack the faith to leap into this new journey. Take time to muster your courage for this portal of possibility. Will still be here when you're ready to trust yourself enough to fall into it. Rise like a unicorn, trustful. Come into a meditative state, imagining you're standing on the edge of a cliff. Behind you is the unknown, in front of you is the bright unknown. An Orion unicorn flies down and stands by your side. Their enigmatic golden aura wraps around you, assuring you that you're exactly where you need to be. A warm sensation begins to stir in your heart before expanding into ethereal wings. Feel your wings, sense their colour, quality and their size. Begin to fan them, feeling your heart open and drawn to the path ahead. Inhale, fueling up on the courage to act upon your dreams, and leap as you exhale. Embrace this trustful, soaring high with your guide. What new landscapes are revealed? What becomes possible from the vast perspective? Revel in the wisdom and reveal knowledge that comes from applying your newfound wisdom with faith-fueled action. Wow. Do we have anything else about that card? No, go straight into the next one. So looks like we get some like meditations or something to do for each card, which is nice. I've got to say, as I was going through the deck though, I didn't really see the oracle element of it. I don't know if anyone else disagrees or they noticed it, but personally a lot of the cards were very Rider-Waite and others were just not. I was expecting to maybe see something on the card like a symbol or a sigil. I was expecting perhaps maybe underneath what the tarot card is, maybe some kind of statement that connects it with an oracle or a key word of some kind. I like the imagery in the artwork. I like the colour. The cardstock obviously could be slightly better. The size of the cards is nice. I really like the back of them. Love the box. And I think overall it's a beautiful, lovely deck. But do let me know your thoughts, guys, and what you think. And thank you so much for watching till the end. I will be keeping this deck because I do think it's beautiful and I'd like to work with its energy and see what it's all about. So I would easily score this deck probably a good solid, 7.5, maybe an 8 out of 10. There's nothing majorly wrong with it. It's a standard tarot deck, and if you're a tarot reader like myself, you'll have no problems reading it, playing around with it and exploring its energies. It's just a very unicorn themed deck. So if you're into unicorns, this is very much a win-win. And there you go, guys. So thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Blessed be.